have known many of these people and worked with them because it's fun to relate to those who are above the general awareness. The dreamer is always the observer, watching the demonstration and taking part in it, and sometimes even watching themselves objectively with what the scene portrays. It is understandable why most people are very puzzled and in the dark about the dream visions because they do not realize that they can become involved and control the situation. The dream mechanisms is a mock-up, as this world is created to display a hardened material stuff. But in the worlds of dreams, the scenery can change instantly, be changed and altered, because it is another dimension, vibration, which is much finer than here. Also, one can learn to go into the higher levels and explore, as this real idea becomes the most fun. At first, one may want to play around with the scenery, but eventually discover that it is much better to fly in the air and be free. Flying is one of the dream aspects many people did when they were young, and some want to go back to these experiences. And so, by practicing the new you sessions, a person can get help to start to fly again. When one is flying, it shows they are above things and have a much better view, or simply wanting to be free from the earth. Many are intimidated to keep their feet on the ground, but one should not be fooled. They have the right to feel the great childlike reality of themselves as much as they want. And so, take the risk. When our dream arena lies mysteries beyond our belief, many more so than the humans of the earth will ever realize, no matter what technology they come up with. In the beginning of some of my real experiences many years ago, I tried all sorts of experiments, one in which I met different parts of my own creations. I met the little nasty self that likes all the pleasures of the human mind and dealt with it for years. I would even wrestle with it at times and stretch it out of shape like a plastic man. It is not a matter of destroying the other parts of ourselves, but to focus on the true reality, and then all will eventually come into place with our lives. The psychological institutions want a person to make friends with their internal developed principles. As they then try to reason with the unseen entities a person has developed over lifetimes. This can be a way of doing things from a one-dimensional arena, but the bigger view is much bigger. Of course, these people with all their ivory palaces and their fine degrees have no real idea what is taking place on the various levels of the astral, mental worlds, and yet they portray themselves as if they do. As one enters their dream visions, they will find a seemingly endless world of phenomena as one finds here on earth. It's best to have the real guides with one as they enter into the realms above the earth, As we are here in this realm and mostly dealing with the three lower levels, a person is consistently having to deal with their own creations, which are labeled as the likes and the dislikes, or the desires one has within our own worlds, within our own world of creation. As I have taught for most of my life, I am straight with those who really want to excel beyond their own little life as it is, and that is the biggest step for one to take, is to meet themselves. As one does, they will see the illusions that they have been under and soon get past them. This becomes the real gift, as one is assisted by the real guides to see themselves as a radiant being of light. Does someone have any comments on that? When you can really see yourself as a radiant being of light, that's who we really, really are. And all these things we put upon our true selves, it's too bad, but we have to go through these experiences, I guess, until we come to the idea again that we are radiant beings of light. This is who we really are.
Yeah, we're not our ideas about things, the things we've created. You can see how Dwayne wrestled with his little self there, and we each have our little ideas about things and the things we've created. So it's very subtle how this seems to work. That to get through these things that we've created, to see and recognize our real self, because these things are very near to us and dear to us. And not that we have to get rid of them, but just manage them and just keep them at bay in a sense, so that we can be real with ourselves and with life, and not be affected from these, basically like an overcoat or like a jacket, a piece of clothing that you put on. You put on an idea. Could be anything. And usually, a lot of times you follow it through different lifetimes. You develop it, complete the cycle, and then maybe you go on to something else. And forever like searching for something that satisfies you through these ideas that you have about things. But not until you recognize who you really are, you're not going to get it, because it's just chasing your tail around. And it could be literally forever until you... That's what's so real about this. It could be forever. You could be in creation forever. And this is very real. So it's time now for those who want to take the chance, the risk, to wake up.
As a person experiences their dream visions and brings back their inspirational adventures, they will then extend into this world and apply accordingly. With these four aspects, one begins to set into motion their journeys into the other levels. Why would a person want to be second best in all this creation that have been erected here, and the systems who deem themselves to be the officials? There is no longer a need to do so, as one gains the real connection of sound light, which is more real than anything this world has to offer. As soon as one steps into their dream worlds, they find the creations of the earth and do not exist in the notions of oneself. Touch alone is not all there is to life as we have been taught on earth, but there is a wondrous perception that reaches beyond anything tangible. As one gains insight into the worlds beyond, they will bring back to their earthly mind and body so much more than anything that can be taught in the schools on earth. The great love that is beyond anything of this earth is waiting for those who encounter the real guides in their radiant beingness. Once a person is free from the gravitational pull of the mind and emotions, they will not want to return to this place of dreary, darkened hardness. For the most part, a person can only grasp a small percentage of their nightly experiences, and only a portion of that, at best, is even understood. Most people think in their minds that they're learning so much from the invented institutions, which only apply to this earth. But once they learn the true reality of their dream visions and what can be accomplished, they will exceed into broader and great heights for themselves. Once grasped, the mysteries of life will haunt and taunt others, and will no longer affect those who become more aware. The four qualities of sensation, prediction, thought, and feeling affect the external consciousness with a better understanding, provided the dreams are clearly remembered upon awakening. And so a person can basically only grasp about 1/4 of the truth about such phenomena. The simple reason for this is when the energy from one particular quality is running strongly, it cannot be changed or dismissed or transferred without the others playing a part to offset it. So if one is heavily involved with the lower functions, such as hate, which is the opposite of love and caring, the energy therefore has been established and cannot be switched or changed. As one runs with the lower course, they soon want to obviously do better. So a new consideration must take place with the other qualities involved. And so it is that one needs at least 3 of the qualities mentioned here to arrive at any truth within them. As one awakens from their dreams and can possibly see the correlation, then they decide a new course to do better. This is where a person's dream visions give an objective view of the person involved, and as stated before, all experience is personal and is up to each person to decide if they wish to take the journey upward into the higher levels of life. Until one properly evaluates themselves, they can stay lost with all the lower Maya and phenomena of the lower levels, and they can produce. Proper evaluation does not mean a guilt position or any emotional strangeness, but similar to one trying to figure out a math problem. And as one practices this, they finally get the answer that they're looking for. It should be easy for one to understand at this point what they have been taught from their childhood, and with all their experiences with the world of grown-ups, they have not really learned a whole lot about what is real. Our parents and the existing systems, for the most part, will not provide an avenue to real truth. Ariana, do you have a final say as we kind of wind up these bedtime stories?
The only thing I thought of was earlier about the risk taker, and I think we've all been risk takers, everyone that's in the presentation and those that are ready and still seeking. We've all gone through things that were difficult and challenging, and we accepted the challenge and wanted to see what was down the road and around the corner and take the risk of what was up there. You know, day or night, keep going. Check it out.
And so we will close those bedtime stories this time with, I think you've got something really to dream on this time. Let's see what you can come up with now in your dreams. Are they telling you the real guides are trying to talk to you? Pay attention to your dreams.
Yeah.
And so we'll close tonight with singing the new you, everyone. Will we all begin together and sing the new you? And our dreams will reveal so much to us. Thank you, everyone, and have
Thank you, Lila. Good night.
Dream. Good night.
Good night. Happy dreams.
Happy dreams. Yeah.